G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 24 of our Hardcore Death Knight achievement run. Where last episode we did all of the Skeleton Key bosses back in normal difficulty, just make it easy, get the achievements. And this episode we're going to be progressing towards the remaining 4 achievements. The remaining 4 we have is for getting to level 100, that'll be the first one. We also have to complete Shard number 25 in the Shattered Realm on Ultimate Difficulty. And we have to kill the final boss of the Ashes of Malmoth expansion and the Forgotten Gods expansion, that being Theoden Marcel and Korvac, respectively. However, last episode, I left you in the Bastion of Chaos, and I said I was going to go do some shopping, because this Obsidian Warcleaver is a level 84 base, and there is a level 94 base available for sale in the Bastion of Chaos. Now, I can't remember how long the playtime was when I started, but I think I spent about 3 hours, maybe as much as 4, or maybe as little as 2.5. I didn't really check, but I spent a couple hours in there, and just watching YouTube on my other screen, running back and forth between the merchant and the stairs. And this was the first one I found, Superior Ruin, perfectly serviceable if you get rid of the component and the augment from the previous one. This gives us a respectable 5,500-ish DPS increase. The problem with it is that we would go from 28% casting speed down to 9, and that is actually a decent loss. So, you know, respectable upgrade. It's a level 94 base. It's got Superior of Ruin. I would say there is nothing wrong with this one. But I would also say that this would be kind of the minimum that I would start with, and I'd be looking for better. The next one I found was this one, the Superior of Celerity. Now this one actually has the exact same affixes as the one we have equipped. So this is even more DPS increase according to the calculator that tells lies. But just looking at the stats there, you can see more resistances, which who cares, but you know, the flat damage is more, the physical damage percent is more, the internal trauma damage percent is more, casting speed is the same. So this is, again, this is an upgrade. But then I found this one, and this one is huge. So we go from 6,000 DPS increase, allegedly, to 15,000. And this one is Barbaric of Celerity. The Celerity is just casting speed, that's all it does, so all those other stats, the flat phys damage, the percent phys damage, all that, physique, health, and we get +4 to Oleron's Rage from Barbaric as well. All of that is Barbaric. This is the one I'm going to use. So that's the one I'm going to use, but I also found another one that I'm going to show you because it's absolutely unethical. And this was actually the last one I ended up finding before I stopped, because I felt like I had to find another one, because this one is just completely unethical. So what is it? Well, I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. I will show you. It is a Barbaric Obsidian Warcleaver of Fury. If you want to talk about unethical, this is it. 22,704 DPS increase. Now, if I take, let's say this one, the Superior of Celerity, so it's the same as this one, it's just a level 94 version and it doesn't have any augments on it. And we look at Force Wave, 41 to 55,000. Now we put this one on. This is the completely unethical one. It's like a, what's that, 10-15% damage increase. And we also have pretty much the same casting speed, we have more movement speed, we have, well, attack speed doesn't matter, but offensive ability, health, physique, all this stuff added on. But like I said, that's completely unethical, so we're going to bring it back down a little bit and use this one with of Celerity. But I am going to hang on to that double rare, because it's ridiculously good and I don't want to throw it out. So I'm going to keep this as the spoils of my 2.5 to 4 hours, however long it was. of shopping. And we'll use this one. This is a bit more realistic. This one did actually take me the longest time to find. This was the last one that I purchased before I stopped trying. And I did find 3 or 4 of these before I bought this one, but they were all on the level 84 base. So I didn't buy them. Now, with that said, I'm going to use this because it's more realistic. I mean, no one is going to go shopping for 4 hours like I did to find the perfect item. And I don't recommend you do it either. The only reason I did it is because I'm making videos and I felt like showing it. And, well, let's be honest, it's really cool. To finally see one of those ridiculously rare, triple rare weapons. So yeah, that's the new weapon, and this is the weapon I'm going to use until, well, probably until I find the mythical Stonefist Rebuke, I think it is, the two-handed force wave weapon that looks like a fist with a massive arm on it. Until I find that, I'm going to use this one. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start heading into the Ashes of Malmoth content, because we have an ethereal at the end of it to take care of. So, same as always, let's see if we can't just blitz along here a little bit. There we go, get some movement up. This is the only problem with the blitz line, is that you need a target, otherwise you can't go anywhere. So, in a perfect world, you might want to maybe swap the Shadow Strike clone for a Via's Might clone, so you can actually go places without a target. I'm pretty happy with this one though. Alright, Stonefather Bulwark. Lovely stuff. How is our damage? Seems okay. Oops. I don't know what happened there. I blitzed towards him and I didn't go anywhere. Maybe I didn't actually click on him. Maybe it was a zombie or something. And it happened to die just as I pushed it. Alright. So we're also coming up on my favorite farming area in the game. And if you were interested in farming for one of the builds that I linked a couple episodes ago, this would be where I would say you should do it. Because I think if you're not, if you're not looking for something specific, like maybe you need Ugdenblooms for your conduit, or maybe components or something like that. If you're just looking for gear in general, the Gloomwald is my recommendation for the place to find it. And I think if you're not in the Gloomwald, you really need to have a good reason for why not. And you know, maybe your reason is just, I'm sick of the Gloomwald, I've been there for 3 hours, and I want a break. And that's fine as well. But pretty much everywhere that isn't here, or a Celestial Totem, is going to be slower in terms of getting gear. And so if getting gear is what you're after, then this is the place to farm. Now, people who've been watching the channel for a while now know that this is definitely my favorite place to farm, but I'm just going to run through it quickly for those of you who may be new. Starting from the Gloomwald Rift, you run around here just like I did, and there is a treasure trove potentially right here. Then you come over here, and we have a Savage Totem. This is a potential Savage Totem, it may not be here. There are 3 locations, I want to say, where this could be. But we come here, grab a bunch of this stuff. Maybe there'll be a new pair of pants for me. Yes, I am aware I'm standing in poison. Yes, I'm watching my health bar. Okay, Ancient of Corrosion, that's no good for us. So we continue on. Now we head across this way back to the road. There is a road that will continue sort of around this way. Assassin's Mark has reached max rank. Very nice. And this is not part of the farming run, but, you know, I like loot, so I'm going to grab Nane's stash here. I'm going to read it, throw it on the floor. I think I'm It's another one of those triple rares that you get really excited when you see it. Essence Drinkers of Cruelty, that's going to be great, and then it's Bleed, Vitality, and Aether damage. And no, it's not good. That particular triple rare is good only for selling for slightly more bits than a normal run. But anyway, into the Decrepit Cellar. And in here, you will sometimes find a treasure trove here. You will also sometimes find an ancient Aether Warped Totem here. Both of which are good loot. The ancient Aether Warped obviously is a little bit rippy, but I think you should probably be fine as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing. Up here we have potentially Avarice, Avarice Marrow something, Marrowwhack, I don't know, it's a Pokemon now. She lives here, and she has the potential to shotgun you and life leech from you, and she's just generally a bad problem Pokemon. And you kind of want to avoid her. You can give her a shot if you want, but I've had several characters die to her. I would actually recommend not trying to fight her, or if you do, keep your distance from her, because the shotgun attack she has kind of spreads out further away from her you are, and so if you're further away, you shouldn't kind of get one shot. This is the other location for the treasure trove. And what do we get today? Wendigo Spirit. Okay, not amazing, but better than nothing, you know. Then we head out the back here, and then we head back in because I want to kill those crabs. Although, to be fair, it's only the yellow ones, I think, that actually drop the... You know what, I'm not going back in again. I'm looking for the belt. The +1 to soldier skills belt. Alright, this little log here. The log is often here, but it's also often a trap. Treasure trove potentially here, as well as the previous place I showed. Seal of Blades, not the one I want, unfortunately. I am looking for the Seal of Might. And just let me satisfy my OCD here for a second. Okay. That served absolutely no purpose, and I'm aware that it served absolutely no purpose, and I'm going to do it again next time as well. Alright. Just here could have been a totem. If it wasn't in the first spot where we already found it, it would be here, or up the top there. If it's up the top, I don't personally run up there if I'm doing a farming run. If it's not in one of these two locations, I just leave and call it done. This area here can be quite rippy, so just be aware that potentially you can have a group of 3 or 4 heroes right here. Also later on, if you do the Barrowholm quests to spawn the Ravager, one of them has a spawn point for another hero that could be here. So just be aware that you could have 3, 4, maybe even 5 heroes spawn at that particular place. And it can be quite dangerous. Let's shove him in a rift gate. Okay. And we will head over to Nain's Stash, because Nain's Stash is the starting point, kind of the secret quest for Ashes of Malmoth. Now, each of the expansions and the base game each have a kind of secret or hidden quest to them, and this is the start of the one that came with Ashes of Malmoth. However, for now, we're just going to take the Infernal Knight's Pauldrons and all this other stuff, and we're going to leave, because we don't need that just yet. If you want to fight Avarice and she wasn't in the first little cellar, she will be in there, so you can go and fight her in there if you want. I'm going to say I'm smart enough, but maybe I'm just scared enough to know that going after Avarice when you don't need to is tempting fate, as it were. So there's Gloomwald, and that's the farming route, basically. Start at the rift here, run around here, check the treasure trove spawn, check the totem into the cellar. In the cellar, you will find a treasure trove at one of the 2 locations. You may also find the ancient Aetherwarp totem. Do it if you want. Then you come out here, head up here, potential treasure trove, potential totem. The last location for the treasure trove, if you haven't already found it, it will be here. And then just up here, if you want to, I don't, but if you want to, you can run up there for your totem if you haven't already found it as well. So that run takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and you are guaranteed 2 treasure troves and 1, potentially 2 totems. It is by far my favorite farming run. The other one being the Blood Grove, which you can absolutely do as well. Takes a bit longer, but there's more stuff packed into that area. So, up to you what you want to do. Up to you if you even want to go and farm the, an end game build, as it were. Because this build, while this is not blazingly fast damage by anyone's measure, but I'm going to use this to kill Korvac and Theoden, and I'm going to use this to get Shattered Realm 25 done. Or at least I'm going to try, and if I die, it will be recorded, and you will see it, and you can make up your mind whether it was a problem with the build or a problem with the player. And spoiler alert, it'll be a problem with the player. Like I said, this was pretty much what the build I used to get the hardcore achievements was basically this, but not as good. So I do know it works. It's just a case of how good is the player. So we're in here for Carax's Fel, who is halfway dead already. And we're also in here because Crabs, Ugdenbog Girdle, that is a soldier. Aggressive of Vitality is good stuff. Can we afford to lose resistances? We would lose 20% poison. No, we cannot afford to use that one. Just looking at it though, 10% armor, 6% OA, that's not bad. However, I do think I need to get resistances on it. Forsaken Savage, we can do that. This is kind of the point, well, it's well past the point actually, but it's definitely worth clearing the area for things like this. Stanching of Protection, that's a lot of bleeding resist. Definitely worth cleaning the area of anything else that may spawn, just to make sure you don't have any friends when the spawn is Wendigos, which, they hurt. Also, it probably wouldn't hurt to not stand in all the goop. So Wendigo Ancients, if you get enough Wendigos beating on you, it's really going to hurt. Okay, the first and second pair of purple pants to drop for us. Are they any good? Are we going to wear them? Looking at armor, these are pretty good. I think, however, I need Elemental and Aether. I think I can do without the Aether, but I do need the Elemental resistances. These are much more appealing, though having said that, cold damage, not so great. I'm not going to wear either of those, even though 1700 armor is ridiculous. But we'll leave those for now. And we will head on to the Coven. In a perfect world, I would have already done the... what is it called? The hidden quest. Alright. Once again, I'm horrible with names. The quest that starts just outside of Devil's Crossing, and you kill the guardians of 3 different sects. I'm sure I will think of the name of it in a couple of minutes. The Hidden Path, there you go. But if I'd already done the Hidden Path, then I would be able to go and farm Soleil Sect legs, and they would be okay as a replacement to these. The thing with the MIs is you get the same affixes as a white item, but you also potentially get more stuff because it's an MI. So generally speaking, white items, even if they're double rares, are not going to be as good as a decent MI. But I haven't done that yet, so definitely can't do it. Well, I could go do the hidden path and then farm it a bit, but leave that for another episode, I think. Okay, we've made it to the Coven. And being as this is ultimate, and the Coven is already revered, I actually don't need to do any of their quests. The only one I have to do is to go and get the fetish or the thing from Barrowholm. What were we putting points into? I don't remember, I'll be honest. It's been a couple of episodes since we had a level up. I know Blindside is capped out. I think probably Squad Tactics would be decent for attack speed, or sorry, for cast speed. The other one I'm thinking is Fighting Spirit for the offensive ability. How is our freeze resistance, now that I'm thinking about it? It's capped, so we don't gain anything from more points in here. In fact, I might even look at taking some points out, because our armor absorption is maxed out, and, well, we don't need the bleed resist either. Could potentially put another point into field command. That would get us 1% more armor, a little bit of extra offensive and defensive ability. None of that is bad per se. I think I'll just leave it for now and wait till I find something that I really need to get. I don't think any of these are going to be particularly amazing. Having said that, these are straight up better. They're still not great, but they are just better than what I'm wearing. What was those pants? Was it one of these? No, no. Nope, okay. We'll leave that as well. Okay, so these pants are just better. So I'm going to go and swap them over. I don't know, do I have an augment on here? I do have Solar Storm on that, so I may have to... Oops. So that would have been Fire and Lightning. I think we're okay without an augment on that, just for the time being. Let's go bank this, and then we'll get on with the Ugdenbog side of things. And I'll take my potion. So this is the attribute potion for resetting your attributes. Speaking of which, we have been sitting on a very large pile of attributes for a while now. Realistically, I should just dump all these into Physique, because that's what I said at the start. I said just put everything into Physique forever. I think I said 5 points into Spirit, and then everything into Physique, which is not a bad plan per se, but we definitely don't need any more of those, and I should have used that before I turned all those quests in. But it'll be fine. We'll be level 100 a long time before we even make it to Malith. Okay, so resistances are under control. We still have... let's actually take that off. So we do need a little bit. I can probably take a couple points out of Scars of Battle. What I would put them into, though, is anybody's guess at this point. Everything that's important to this build is already at the soft cap with plus skills, or well above it. Okay, there's an girdle. Impervious of the Fox is not what we need. I want poison resist and I want elemental resist. And if I could get both, that would be amazing. I am not going to hold my breath though. One thing to note as well is that I don't actually have to kill all this stuff, although I probably will end up killing a lot of it. And the less of it I do kill, the longer it's going to be before I have to worry about Chupacabra. Let's just wake him up. Keep going. Speaking of Chupacabra, where are we for beasts? We can kill 2,000 beasts, probably less than that because there will be hero beasts that will count for 50 or something. Do I want to kill these? We'll skip it. A lot of this stuff you would kill for... Okay, it turns out we're not skipping it. A lot of this stuff you would kill for quest items, so for example this Leaf Main Alpha, this one? Nope. Do have a quest item that is relatively easy. The quest itself is pretty easy to complete. Actually, I don't think I'm going to bother, because a lot of the Barrowholm quests and the Coven quests, they kind of chain one off each other, and they do stretch out how long this section takes. And all it is XP. Now, to be fair, XP is good, but there's more than enough XP to get to level 100 without going chasing it in side quest. Let's see if we can't blitz to something down here. There we go, got there in the end. Okay, I'm going to duck over here to the left because this is where the witches are, I believe. Should be just over here on the left, though I may have gone a little bit earlier. I think maybe it's over here. I know they're on the left side somewhere. Here we go, this is looking more like it. There they are. Okay, and I did see the hero spawn back there. There we go. Okay, so till Doom. Turns out it's till now. And what's that one? That's the Ancient Ruins, so that's where the ghost who needs a Wendigo spirit lives. We're just going to leave him be for now. I'll probably come back at some point and do all these quests just to get them out of the way, but I mean, realistically, they're just XP. At this point we have all of the reputation we need, except with Barrowholm, so I will be doing the Barrowholm quests. And we're there now, so let's go ahead and do them. Alright, just had to turn the air conditioner off, it's getting a little chilly in here. Okay, shop. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Not going to use that. Let's see if we got anything good here. No, no is the answer. So let's go talk to Scorv, and we'll do his quests for him. We are going to remain friendly with him. I think unless you want the MIs from, is it Namadea, something like that. But unless you want the MIs from killing Namadea in the cellar down here, I think it's generally better to remain friendly with Barrowholm, because if nothing else, they have the best bleeding augment, so bleeding resistance augment. And by attacking them, or another triple rare that's only good for selling, by attacking them you basically just lose a faction reputation shop, and you don't really gain anything except unless you need the MI. Though having said that, if you don't need any of their stuff, all you really lose is a couple of augments. Okay. So there's the first of our lunches, lost travelers. So we'll send them back to Barrowholm as well. And into the mine. Now, so far, I have always done the mine correctly while I've been recording. But, you know, it could be today. Today could be the day where I miss it. You just miss one crab and now you have to restart your session, come back and clean the whole thing out again. So hopefully it's not today. Nobody likes doing areas twice, especially not, you know, this area. Definitely one of my least favorite areas in the game. Okay. Wanderers of Fortitude is not what I need. This is kind of cool though. He's stuck on the wall. Is he gonna fall down? No, unfortunately. I can't knock him down either. I haven't seen that before. It's kind of cool. Or at least I think it is anyway. Okay, so we've got a few crabbies here. And I guess I'll pick up the Venom Gaze Bile. Worst comes to worst, I can stuff it in the stash and forget about it. If I decide I'm not going to do the quest, that is. Alright, no more crabs unfortunately. There will be, here we go, more crabs. And there's the treasure trove as well. So this area does have a treasure trove, and it is right here. Could also be, well, I'll point out the locations where it could be when I get there. But I have found it already, so it won't be there, obviously. Or rather, it won't be in one of those other locations. Yeah, I think we killed one of them with just Spectral Wrath there. Which is pretty fun. You've all definitely heard me talking about how much I love Spectral Wrath, and that hasn't changed since the last time I was gushing about it. Okay, let's pop this open. Yep. Okay. A lot of loot here, and I'll be honest, I don't know that I need any of it. None of it is going to be particularly useful, I don't think. And I don't really need the bits. Okay. Do make sure if you're going through here and clearing this out that you walk over all of the different spots. I know I said that back in Elite, and I probably said it also in Normal, but it is still true. Everything you leave behind is potentially a reason why you're going to end up doing this place again. Though, to be fair, we are using the belts from in here, so it's probably... This is probably the best place to farm these belts. Dawnbreaker's Duty is a shield. Lightning damage? Lightning and counter-strike. Okay. Lightning retaliation, maybe. Okay, ghost crabs unfortunately don't drop the belt we want. But, you know, they are made of XP, so there's that. Okay, we got here. Gold the Storm Shell. These, Ugdenbog moss flingers, I think, actually have more health than that crab did. Okay. More crabs, more crabs. Need to get some garlic butter to go with all these crabs. Okay, corrupted, burning shell. Yep, no problem. Okay, let's just get out of that goop. What did we get? Oh, that's an Inquisitor belt. Okay, never mind. And then these two have no resistances. What about that one? Wanderers of Fortitude. I don't think we need a pet belt. Okay, next in Shade. Keep an eye on your health if you're going to stand in his goop. If you are going to do that, make sure you get out as soon as it dies. And you know what? I'm going to get out now. And again, it does look like he puts down multiples. And based on how my health bar suddenly started dropping, it's likely that the damage stacks. Alright, so that should be the end of this particular cave. Let's head on out. We've got a few more stops to make, and we can head back to Barrowholm, turn all their quests in. And same as normal and also in Elite, I am not going to be spawning the Ravager, just because I like to leave him unspawned just in case I want to fight him later. And later I may decide that I want to fight the Ravager of Mines, or I might want the Ravager of Flesh, or, you know, the third one that I can't remember the name of, Souls I think it is. But if I've already spawned one of them, I can't change my mind. Or at least I don't think I can. Okay, cave done. Let's head out. We've got 2 more little totem things we need to refresh, and 1 more group of lunch to find. And then we can head back. Where am I going? Going the wrong way. Here we go. I'm going to kill some alphas. Nope, I'm going to kill that alpha because I want that horn. Let's go get our fetishes, or what are they? Wards, I think they are. Here we go. That's a lot of crabs. Okay. I think we can kill a few of these, maybe get a new belt, maybe? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, reactivate the ward. There's no point picking up the extra Venom Gaze Bile, there's no point picking up the extra Leaf Mane horns either. So these can go back in the stash when I get back to town, and I will probably leave them there. Okay, there's the last ward. And we just head down south and collect the last group of lunch, and that'll be us. That green item that I don't need. I want it. Alright, you guys need to stop. There we go. Alright. You know what? I do this almost every time. I go down as far as I can and then go, hang on a sec, I can't go that way. I have to run all the way north again. Okay. So now we're good. Now we can head around this way. How are we doing for Beast? So we've done about a quarter of our available Beast reputation is gone now. And we will probably end up seeing Chupacabra before we are finished with... maybe not actually. So Chupacabra doesn't spawn in the Mammoth City portion of the game. So actually I don't think we're going to see him until I've done a decent amount of farming, which I'm not going to do until after the achievements are done. It was interesting. Dash through the gate, then turn around and bash the gate. Alright, we're done. So back to Barrowholm, and we'll go and talk to Scorv and his friends. Turn all these quests in. That'll get us the... what is it that they actually send us for? The Ugdenbog fetish. Okay, that'll get us the fetish anyway. Assuming that I didn't miss any of the crabs, which we're about to find out. Good. Sure, what is it? I've already dealt with your pests. Okay. Flawless victory. I don't have to go back.
A blessed welcome, traveler.
Seemed like the right thing to do, and we don't want to know where the survivors are. Okay, 97. And just like 96, I don't really know where I want to put this. Putting it into military conditioning could be good, but that's just more health. It doesn't really help us, and I think we're tanky enough, and I want some more damage. Putting it into Warcry would get us more reduced targets damage, which is good. But that also doesn't help with killing things. We could put it into Break Morale, but that's actually not a huge increase in damage either. I think our best bet for damage is probably going to be Squad Tactics for 1% casting speed and some all damage. But Field Command is also good for a chunk of offensive ability and a little bit of armor as well. What could we put it into in Necromancer? I don't think there's much here. I mean, we could take Siphon Souls if you wanted some lifesteal, but it's going to be unsupported vitality damage, so it's probably not the best. I think I'm going to hang on to that as well. Okay, what is the problem? I will deal with Laria. Okay, I do want to do the... I do want to do this quest for them as well, so we'll head to the Ugdenbog, and then Laria's house is like here-ish, so it's not that much of a run. So we'll go do that, then I'll head back to the Coven, turn their quests in. If we kill Laria here, which I'm actually going to do, I believe we lose reputation with the Coven. So turning in their quest at the end of it will get our reputation back to revered. But killing Laria, I think, gets us a little bit more reputation with the Wendigo cult Barrowholm. And there she goes. What did we lose? Yeah, minus 250 with the Coven, so that's fine. We killed her, so now we head back to the Coven, and I'll give them their, what is it, Ugdenbog fetish, and that'll get our reputation back up to revered.
You've returned. You chose to negotiate.
There it is, back to revered.
That is your business.
What do we do next? How will this help? Yep, that's the best we've got. Cool. And I'm going to skip all their quests, like I said.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Let's go ahead and sell all of that. Okay, and this seems like a good place to stop for today, so thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for now.